everybody, welcome to this week's weekly roundup. It's a little bit of a dreary day, but it sounds like the weekend's going to be better. So let's get through this list and then we'll chat about the weekend. So first things first, we posted yesterday or sometime this week about some changes to our garbage and recycling routes. I'm super excited that we are able to make an adjustment and allow our garbage and recycling team members to be off on the holidays. So as a result, there are a few days this year, maybe 10 or so, that we will be adjusting routes for certain people. So this is not a change that affects every single person in this city that gets garbage and recycling. This is instead just a change that will affect people who regular pickup is on a holiday. So we have a nice grid of those changes posted on Facebook. If you are on an affected route for 2022, starting next week, you'll be getting a sticker on your garbage cart. So if you're interested to know if you're affected, you can either check a calendar and see if you normally get picked up on Thursday and Christmas is Thursday, for example, then you would be impacted. But you will otherwise get a sticker put on your cart starting next week. The first holiday that this is in effect for is Good Friday on April 15th. We are also putting this information out in the City Connection, which is a great thing to mention here. The City Connection should be coming in mailboxes, I think, next week. So watch for the chart of information there as well. In most cases, I should say, the change only affects one day, one work day. So in some cases, we move your pickup up a day, and in some cases, if you're affected, we move your pickup back a work day. So watch for more information on your garbage cart or in the City Connection, or obviously on our social media channels as well. All right, voting. So in-person absentee voting starts next Tuesday, the 22nd. And you can do that in City Hall. You'll just need to bring your photo ID, or you can request an absentee ballot by mail on myvote.wisconsin.gov. Of the requests that have already been sent to the city, those got mailed. And then if you have a request that comes in today, it takes a day for us to turn those around. So we're hopeful that people will be able to get a quick turnaround on those absentee ballots. But if you submit it today at 4 o'clock, we will mail it, not tomorrow because tomorrow is Saturday, but then we would mail it the next work day. Just a reminder, we have this posted on our Dropbox as well. We have a night Dropbox for utility bills and other payments. In our last election, people were putting absentee ballots in that Dropbox. Because of a recent Supreme Court ruling, you cannot do that. So we have a sign right on the front of the Dropbox that says, do not put your absentee ballots here. But as a reminder, please don't drop those absentee ballots. You can either return them by mail or you can bring them into the city clerk's office. Registration is now for voting is now only either in person at City Hall or on election day. So no more registration happens through My Vote. So next, street opening permits. So it is kind of what it sounds like, as weird as that sounds. For some reason or another, people will have a need to open up a street or a sidewalk for some work at private residences. So if you are in need of a street opening permit, those are opening up next week. You can call engineering for more information on those. We have a couple of openings on some of our city committees. So Public Works is a really important committee. They meet every other Tuesday. And what we're looking for here is someone who has interest or experience or education in streets, roads, bridges, water, wastewater, engineering, essentially infrastructure needs. So if that's you, please go to the city website. And I think it's under the boards and committees page. You can submit your information there. We also need 2 people for the Zoning Board of Appeals. This is a board that meets very infrequently, only as an appeal arises. And you generally would just need awareness of how to read city ordinances and code to be a good member there. And then the Housing Authority is also in need of a new member. All right, bridge update. So we are continuing on our end to attempt to expedite the process of the replacement of the bridge. I have had multiple conversations this week where I know I already have something on my calendar for next Monday about this topic. The estimates, the original estimates came in and it is expensive. You know, I think the most inexpensive option is over $110,000 and then they go up from there. So we're continuing to work through that. We will be providing more information at our first council meeting in April. We'll be providing that to the city council. And then just in general, there's a lot of questions about Main Street. Why is it not being reconstructed? When will it be? So I think next week we're going to be recording a quick video, and we'll probably put out a press release as well, just explaining the big overall picture for Main Street and why the decisions are being made by our governing bodies that are being made, and how certain maintenance activities can affect funding downstream. So watch probably next week for more information on Main Street as a whole. Okay, next week also we will be meeting, which I'm pretty excited about, to do the initial design for the Riverside Park bathrooms. So our goal is to keep one bathroom open during construction. Please note I said goal. And our hope as well is that construction will start about midsummer and then finish up in the fall. We'll certainly provide a lot more information for that as we go along, but nonetheless excited that the design work will start next week. If you follow us on social media, you saw that South Concord Avenue and Humboldt Street, the railroad crossing at both of those locations, are closed. CP, Canadian Pacific, needs to come in and do some repairs, and that's expected to take 2 to 3 days. So you're going to need some alternate routes for getting through the community around South Concord Avenue and the Humboldt Street railroad crossing. The library has a few new offerings. The scavenger hunt will be back the week of spring break, and my kids love that scavenger hunt. We've gone in and it was gone, and they were so bummed. So I'm excited, and I know other parents are too, and other grandparents as well, that the scavenger hunt will be back March 25th. March 29th is reading with a police officer. April 1st, which is one of the major weeks of spring break, they'll be playing Sing 2 in the community room. And finally, the PS4 is set up in the teen room. So if you have a teenager who's looking to play a PS4, you do need to register for 1-hour time slots and to have a library card, but that PS4 will be up and running as well. Speaking of spring break, there is one really nice wrap-up post that the Park and Rec put out that talks about all of the opportunities they're having during that larger spring break week at the end of the month. Everything from crafts to science to bingo to magicians to just family activity days. There's a lot there for you, and most of it is free of charge. We are also doing registration for day camp. So if you have a 4K through 5th grade graduate, day camp is an opportunity for you to have some childcare during the summer. We do need day camp leaders as well, so if you're interested in working with children, please consider applying for that. We're advertising for all of our usual recreation programming, and then we're also doing cardio kickboxing, a canvas painting class, which I think is pretty neat, and then our esports league is open for registration as well. On April 23rd, we'll be doing a rain barrel workshop. I'll talk more about this as we get a little closer to, but this is just a good opportunity to learn about our Rock River watershed, and water quality, and then also to build and decorate your own rain barrel and then get a reimbursement for that once it's installed through the public, through the stormwater utility. And then next Wednesday is the Main Street Matters Forum. This is at 6:30, and it's open to the public, so 6:30 next Wednesday in the large community room at the library. Just a really good opportunity to hear from the Main Street program and some other presenters on all of the work happening in downtown Main Street, and then get some of your questions answered. And then last, before I get to employment and the weekend, I do want to give a little shout out to our Town Square contest. So this box right here will be downstairs in City Hall in the city clerk's office. And it's just an opportunity for the youth in the community to be involved in the Town Square groundbreaking. So we're doing either a writing contest or an art contest to say, what are you excited to do in the Town Square? You can either mail in those or you may need to drop them off depending upon your art. So this box will be downstairs at City Hall. The lucky winner gets to join me and a bunch of other people in putting a shovel in the ground to do the groundbreaking. And if they'd like to say a few words, we're open to that as well. So if you need more information on that, check out our Facebook page or give a call here to City Hall. We have a lot of seasonal employment. So everything from lifeguards to water to engineering. If you're interested in working for the city part-time this summer, go to our city website. We're also hiring for an assistant water wastewater manager, full-time and part-time dispatchers, and then firefighter, paramedics, and police officers. That's all that I have for this week. I know tomorrow may not be the best, but Sunday looks great. So hopefully that sticks and you can get out and enjoy all this community has to offer. Have a good weekend. We'll see you back next week.